All right, so I think I'm live. So with this stream, I'm gonna be trying out something a little bit different, where I'm just gonna kind of stream and work on things that like I need to get done or I want to make for other videos. But I figured just to kind of get me to do it, I would just stream it because why not? So let's see. I'll probably just read chats, kind of do whatever, answer questions about some of the software that I'm either writing or using or whatever. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So I figure I'll do a good amount of these. Hopefully like a few every single week, where I just work on stuff for like future blog ideas or video ideas, and maybe, you know, answer questions, and maybe someone will even say something in the chat that actually gets me to do something else. So let's see. Okay. Before I get started, you can check me out over on GitHub. You can find me over on my website, chris@machine.com. You can find me on Odyssey, Twitter. I also stream to Twitch, and I guess I am live right now, so that's good. And I don't want to hear myself, so I'm going to get rid of that. And if you want, you can go support me over on Patreon. Okay, so let's see if anyone's in chat. What's up, Binks? How's it going? Do you plan on supporting debugging function in LunarVim? Yeah, there is nvim dap, and that's what I want to use. So there's a let me make this bigger. People are not gonna be able to see this. That's too big. What's up, Deadliest Combat? I plan on adding nvim dap, but I just need some time. What's up, Ulysses, I think is how you say that. Anyway, so I think I do need to fix a couple things. Ray tracing, yeah. I do need to fix a couple things with LunarVim that have broken for me, and then I'm going to be working on a few other things. So let's see. Let's make this nice and big. What I noticed lately was that Ranger was kind of broken, so if I go into, I don't know, let's see. I've been working on a simple app lately because I want to work on this other app for, I want to create like a microservice for the IoT devices in my house, because a long time ago I got an Alexa thing. I got it for free with my Verizon service or whatever. So I like tried it out and I plugged it in. And I thought it was cool that you could like tell it to turn the lights on and off, or even say like a percentage or something like that. And I think that's like really doable with some of the technology we have today, and I kind of want to do that. So I have like some Philips Hue lights that I plan on working on. But I created like a simple microservice with a fast API just to kind of get used to it. And yeah, so that's another thing I plan on working on too. But it looks like, I think the first thing I'm going to do, because most people want me to continue to work on LunarVim, is to maybe kind of merge a few things, because also there is a new search engine, search.brave.com or brave.search.com. Is it this one? Here we go. Yeah. So what I want to do is also, I got to set this to my main search engine. I don't know if that's like available. Let's get dark mode. All right, that's legit. Set as default. Is that all I had to do? Okay, hopefully that's all I had to do. So if I open up another thing over here and I go to, I don't even know, what's a good website to go to? Or if I just search for whatever. Okay, it's search.brave.com. Sweet. All right, so you guys should also check this out, because anything that's an alternative to Google, which is another website I'll probably be working on in the future, is something that I support. What color scheme am I using? I'm using one that I made called Lunar. So this color scheme here is just one that is on my GitHub, so you can check that out. But yeah, so let's go see if we can merge a couple things, and this will kind of incentivize me to get work done instead of just kind of being lazy. So also, I'm trying to get LunarVim on this thing called stakes.social. It uses dev protocol. So if I do coin Get out of here. Coin. I don't want to go to my portfolio. All right, I'm not going to go to CoinGecko. Let's do coinmarketcap.com. Yeah. And so there's just like this crypto. I don't recommend anyone buy it, but it's this one called Dev Protocol, and like you can kind of like tokenize your projects and stuff like that on it. So it's kind of like this other one like Gitcoin too, I think. And I've been looking into these like developer-centric cryptocurrencies because I hope to like one day just make money by just like contributing to open source projects, and then I get paid in some like stupid shit coin, and then I convert it to like Bitcoin or USD or something like that. So, I just think these things are pretty cool. And these are the only two I know about right now, like are Gitcoin and then like Dev Token. But I do know like Dev Token is like backed by Microsoft or something like that, so it has something going for it. But ultimately, again, I definitely don't recommend anyone buy these things or anything. I'm just saying like it's something that I'm working on getting LunarVim onboarded on. So the cool thing is though that when I went to what was it? There's like this thing, onboarding sponsors. And then one of the ones to be onboarded, like the 10th one, was LunarVim, which was pretty cool. So I think it did get funded, and someone legitimately sent me Ether to like actually onboard it onto the thing. So that's the only reason I bring it up. Anyway, because the gas fees are absolutely intense. So let's see. Okay, LunarVim, and we got pull requests. Let's see. Nobody fixed Ranger. Thanks, guys. Java custom installation with LSP. Sure. Do I have custom installation? In order for Java LSP to work, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. He got rid of this stuff, commented it out. All right. I mean, I can't be sure that this works, but I guess I trust you. Let's see. With this simple change, we can add LSP Java and then just edit the jdtls.sh in Java. Should work out of the box. Add, debug adapter someday. Might even be nice to use once Java support is added. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. All right, I'll test it out. Let's merge that. All right, what else we got here? Leader H, clear instead of toggle highlight. This may be controversial because it changes the functionality of toggle highlighting forever to clear current search, but I think the latter is more natural behavior. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Shouldn't make clear search. For now, I think this is better. So we'll do that. Let's see if anyone's in chat yet. Okay, what is LunarVim? It is like my NeoVim distribution thing that's kind of taken off a little bit. So I figure I owe it to the community to actually support it more than just like it works on my machine kind of thing. There's LSP. Yeah, I just saw that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, basically it's that. And then also I figure like in these live streams too, like if people want to like say some stuff, I may even just read stuff that's either on Element or Discord. It's basically like the same thing, but I kind of want to meet people where they are over on Discord and then get them. All right, who's pinging me? This is my work phone. Anyway, I want to meet people where they are over on Discord, and then I'd like to like get them into Element if at all possible. Element's like a front end for Matrix. It's just like it's just better open source kind of, won't collect your data place. It's not like it's private. Like you shouldn't expect any chat app ever to be private. It's just like, what are they doing with your data though? But yeah, so like if people, ping me in here, maybe like I'll have to set up like a live stream voice channel or something like that. And I can maybe even let people call in or something like that. That'd be kind of funny. So let's see. What color scheme is better? My color scheme is the best. Hi Chris, can I enable format on save? How can you enable format on save? It's like a whole thing. Could you tell me the language you want to format on save with, and then I'll explain it for that language if you want. Yeah, it's NeoVim for Moon people. Yeah. Let's see. So what else we got here? Fix Spectre. I don't even have Spectre. Like I looked it up and I saw what it did, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I haven't used it yet, but I know that it will be cool. I configure the / key for Spectre options. Leader is the default. As otherwise, key descriptions like require blah 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 are mixed in with the wish key mappings. Ugly. You are right about that. Also, Spectre options are only available from the buffer it opens. Okay. I also took some time to factor which key mappings definitions to exactly split normal from visual mappings. Okay, cool. In my opinion, the plugin has some. You might have meant flaws. Okay, but it's already good at starting point. Sure. All right. So there's already some conflicts. So let's take a look at what some of the conflicts are here. Of course, it's going to be big. Let's see. This is what's on master. I hate looking at freaking. Get out of here. Wait, nothing is in this? That seems stupid. Okay, so like this is what's on master, this is what's on Fix Spectre. I feel like he might have gotten rid of some of these then. Because it doesn't look like any of these are on his thing. I'm just gonna get rid of this and just leave whatever's here for now. Get rid of that. Alright, and we'll mark that as resolved. Okay, let's see. What did we change? Require Spectre. Probably, I hope. This seems like it's in the extras section, yeah. This is Spectre init. Yeah, cool. I'll check that out once I figure out exactly how to work Spectre. These are mappings. What are these for? Local mappings for something? Of which key? Okay. Got rid of the plus. Yeah, it's probably better. Maybe I should put like a folder in front of it or something like that. And it looks like you fixed that as well. All right, cool. Sure, let me know how to prove it. Let me just merge it. And then scroll up. Conversation. Squash and merge. I should have been squashing and merging. Okay. See, anybody else here? So I plan on being a software engineer that focuses on ML, but my parents don't see it as a stable job. What do your parents consider a stable job if not a software engineer, dude? Flutter tools instead of Dart LSP. I know nothing about Flutter. Well, I know a little bit about Flutter and Dart, but I don't know anything about the tooling or anything like that, so I'd have to take somebody's advice on that. Cursive machine is current installation documentation up to date. I tried a few days ago, but it seems there's some issues related to buffers. Sorry, I couldn't understand the details clearly. I don't know about any issues related to buffers. Unless you're talking about the screwed up Ranger thing, that should be fixed. I think that's fixed. You can check that out, but Ranger won't start. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Python. I'd like to be able to format on save for those languages. All right, so what you will need is things that will allow you to do that, right? So like if I open up thing dot, yeah, that's how you spell thing. Let's make this bigger. So if I open up, this is how you format and save with the new NeoVim stuff. So if I open up thing.py, and then if I do, I don't know, let's do some Python. Give me free Python. Thank you. And then if, let's see, if I go like this, right? So one thing LunarVim has, if you press L and then you press F, it should do something, but it didn't because the thing is not supported for Python. Interesting. That's something I'm going to have to look into. So code name unknown. And now if I do this, yeah, see, nothing happened. If I do this again, nothing happens? That's interesting. Let's try, what you call it first? Let's try thing.html. Delete it. Okay. So let's do HTML5. Hopefully this one doesn't do anything crazy. All right, yeah, this one works. So basically, if you do, like, if you just do, I think this one just grabs it from the LSP. So you should just be able to LSP install HTML, right? And then I think it will just give it to you for free. So we can actually check. Actually, it looks like EFM is active here. So what we'll do is LI. And then you can see, okay, we have the EFM thing active, we have MLS active, and we have EFM active. So this could be coming from Prettier, actually. See how this one is the active one right now out of all this, but I can't really see. All I know is that EFM is active right now. I'm not sure, like, if that's the thing doing, the formatting, or if it's the other thing. So we could find out. So like, if you want to do it on save, like that's not doing it on save, right? So if you want to find out, I'm just gonna use HTML right now. It looks like Python's a little messed up. So let's do config nvim, and then if we go inside of Lua, and I have an auto command somewhere. I have like LV auto commands. Yeah, there we go. And then you have these things for auto format. So you have like local JavaScript auto format, blah, 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 blah. And then it, like, this is all craziness, but basically what you could do is you can create an auto command, right? And for instance, like, let's see, do we have one for something? Let's see, is there anything even in here for, well, there's nothing in here for HTML, and that's why it doesn't do it, right? So we would have to create one for auto command, or for HTML, an auto format guy here. And then likely if I just created one like this, and then if I did HTML like that, and then if I did, this one has a rename, so if I just do HTML like this, and then if I grab one of these guys, and then if I did change, why does it do that? That's interesting. F, and then we'll do all the way to T. And then if I put HTML, okay. So this might work. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, let's see if that works. So we did that thing, .html, HTML5, and if I save, there you go. So basically you need to just do, you need to add, I know that seems a little crazy, like how much that took, but you need to add an auto command for that. And you can reference the repo to figure that out. So let's see, doctor or lawyer? No, doctor or lawyer is the stupidest thing you could possibly do. Could you? It's oversaturated. It depends what you mean by doctor, but it's oversaturated. A bunch of rich people do those jobs. I guess if you're like extremely rich and you want to be in school for 12 plus years and not even make as much money as a software developer, and in the long run, because you won't, like you will start like, wow, I make 500K, but then I'm also like 500K in debt, and I just started making 500K when I was 33 or 34 or 35. Then yeah, go become a lawyer. Or you could come out making like six figures. You could come out making like 150K or something like that, and ML at like 23 or something like that, you know. I would recommend ML over any of these stupid things. This is Doctor and Lawyer is a rich kid game. Do you use LunarVim for all your programming, or do you still end up needing to use IDEs for projects? I'm new to using LunarVim and developing in general. I'm able to use LunarVim for pretty much everything. The only time that I break out VS Codium is for running individual Java unit tests, but that's the only time I break it out. Yeah. Yes, it was related to Ranger. Thanks, let me reinstall again. Yeah, it's Ranger. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if it's Ranger or if it's something else, but I don't know. ML is just if statements in disguise. Sure, but you can make a ton of money on it, so you might as well do it. ML is still kind of cool. It's like if all the if statements were written for you, though. It's like, imagine writing like a billion trillion if statements. That would suck ass, right? But like instead, you could just teach the computer to write all of those if statements for you. I live outside the U.S. They're coercing me to get a traditional stable job like doc. If you're extremely rich, then you can do this. Why would you want to be a civil engineer? You're going to make less than being a software engineer. Just be a software engineer. Why not just be a software engineer and then transition into ML? Hey Chris, love the project, or just start a YouTube channel. You can get paid from that too. Hey Chris, love the project LunarVim. Been a Vim user for a while. Because of you, and I do have a heavy configuration file. I'm planning to give Emacs a try. I was wondering if you ever tried. Yeah, I have an Emacs directory somewhere on my GitHub, but I don't really use it. I had to stop using it because when I worked over at Lockheed, they gave me like this old ass image, and it only had like Emacs like 22 or something like that was the newest one, or 23. I don't know. I needed 24 for like a lot of the cool stuff, and I couldn't get it. Let's see. Why don't you disable all those buttons in the top right hand side of Brave by clicking on the taskbar and click Use System Title Bars and Borders? That way you achieve a much cleaner look. I like to have the like these buttons or these buttons. All right, let me figure out what you're talking about. By clicking the taskbar and using Use System Title Bars and Borders. Taskbar. All right. This probably this thing. And then it's use what? I might be too stupid. So basically, I like having some of this stuff up. Maybe you're talking about this stuff. I don't know. I like some of this stuff. Like I like being able to click on MetaMask, and I don't know if you're talking about getting rid of like or Bitwarden to get like my passwords, or like this to change the dark theme of a website or not. Maybe you're talking about something else. I don't know. Anyway. Love your LunarVim config. Yeah. LunarVim's cool. What do you do at work? If you can share, thank you. I am an IoT engineer over at Comcast. So I do like cameras and pods and all the other fun stuff. I'm not in charge of your internet connection, so I can't help you with that. What do you do? Yeah, so someone said, yo, but I lost it entirely. What's up, Merrick? How to tie up LSP Saga and LSP install with Python. I think LSP Saga just does stuff by normal. Video on MVim DApp. Yes, one day. Color scheme is kind of light. Is it light? I don't think it's light. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the actions. Yeah. CA. That's what this guy's talking about. Do Emacs is sluggish. It might be. Doctor and lawyer are only rich kid game in America. Yes, you are right about that. Joy from Ghana here. Are you going to update the GitHub repo with these mods? Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm merging them. They're already on the GitHub repo, and they're not even on my actual config yet. What's up, H4? H4 is a regular in the Discord, which you guys all should be regulars in the Discord. Or Element. Let's see. My color scheme is like a thing. It's like a play on Nord. You presented it in your enterprise. That's awesome. That's super cool. How's my day going? I don't know. Long. False VR project. Send it over. Link it in the Discord. I'll take a look at it. Thoughts about privacy-related issues in Brave? They're better than Google, but probably ultimately still shit. So get used to it, right? I mean, I hope you everything you do on the internet is an open book. Is it worth the time to switch to Pop! OS to Arch? Probably not. Whatever you're using, just like use it forever. Unless the only reason, if you want to go to Arch, you should like know why you want to come to Arch, and it's basically for the AUR. And if you don't plan on using the AUR, I don't know why you would install Arch. You should post a picture with all the key binding used. Yeah, I probably should do that, but I'm lazy. Semi-transparent. I do that. I've shown this before. I do that with my terminal. Some people have this thing that keeps floating around where you can like set the background equal to something blah, 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 blah. There's like a whole way to do it, but you can check that out. In Brave search for use system title bar and borders and enable it. Much better. All right, I want to do that, but you said something about I don't want to spend too much time like clicking through the Brave things. In Brave. All right, 1 second. I'm gonna try one more time. Maybe it's in settings or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me to go from here. Maybe it's in appearance. And then, oh wait. Ah, cool. I don't know. There's advanced view. Brave search beta. Yeah, we want that. All right, well, I can't find it. I'm too stupid. Let's see. Click near the arrow. Click near the arrow, which is located besides minimize and close buttons. Okay. Near the arrow. This arrow? And then what? Or right click? Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, what did that do? Oh, use system. Oh, okay, like use my... All right, I get it. Yeah, all right, that's handsome. I like that. Cool, thank you. All right, yeah, it took me a while to get there, though, huh? You didn't say right click. You didn't say right click, dude. Okay. Use search icon. Blah, 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 blah. Is it worth it to get a master's degree in data science? I almost did, and then I stopped and I dropped out because I was so tired of writing PowerPoints. I wanted to die. So I started a YouTube channel instead with the intention of doing it all in data science, and then instead it turned out that people liked my LunarVim config way more than they cared about the data science stuff that I was doing. Anyway, so I'm going to get back to merging some commits, and then I'm probably going to work on a project and do whatever else. I don't know. I'm going to keep talking to chat, though, because hopefully we can try and make this somewhat engaging while I work on things and do whatever I'm doing. Let's see what else. So fix bar integration with MVim tree. Add an offset to display MVim tree. Oh, that's kind of cool. It won't work correctly if you use enable Vim tree quit on open. Add which key support to bar to enable missing mappings. It would be nice to have someone with more seniority on the project comment on the mapping matter. Yeah, now we got... There's always going to be conflicts with this thing if I let these things go for too long. Anyway, let's see the mappings, because I know the mappings. At least I somewhat know the mappings. Let's see, you added, this is what's on master, this is what's on master, this is what the hell? Alright, I'm confused. Shouldn't they be like different? Oh, because it's master from his branch. He's just merging master into my thing. He doesn't have a branch out. I'm stupid, alright. But this is the new one, I think, and this is what's already there. So he wants to add these things. I don't think I've ever had a buffers thing. That's a good way to check anyway. So if we go into Lua, I open up LV, which key, init.lua, and we jump, well, if we search for buffers. Yeah, okay, so he's adding another thing here for extra buffers. These are all things you can do. So what I'm going to do then is, as long as, yeah, that's fine. What do we have there already for, where did these sons of bitches come from? I feel like they should be outside of this. Let me see. Do I still have them up there or not? Or did someone put them down there? Because this is leader bubble block is toggle comment, and then this is the comment, but then like why would this be here? All right, for now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, it's hard to keep up with like a whole big project. we're gonna just do that, and I don't think, because this will like override that, won't it? Like it's like this is the one using the thing that already exists, and then this thing would just like override it or something like that for comment. Now dashboard, I don't know if we already have dashboard. I don't think so. Close buffer, Explorer. Explorer's already here. Whatever. We're just gonna save this. I'm gonna like test it out, and then we'll go back to merging stuff. Cancel. Marcus resolve. We'll commit it. Yeah, I know that. It's fine, dude. And we'll do this, and then I'm gonna pull this down and see what happens. So let's go into this and into nvim, and then git pull. And what the hell do I have here? Auto commands and some bullshit. We're gonna get rid of that and get rid of that. Git pull. All right, nothing's broken. That's nice. So init.lua. That still works. I thought there was supposed to be something that happened for bar or something. I don't know, whatever. And can I comment still? Okay, good. Can I multi-line comment? I can't multi-line comment. That's not good. So let's see if we can fix that. That's got to be something new that's in here. Do we already have that open somewhere? I don't know if we do. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Delete it. Unless we already have something open somewhere. Okay, here, we have this open. And this is that. Okay, that was the issue. Now let's go to LV which key and figure out what is causing this problem. So, okay, so there's some duplicate indices here. Thank God we have that. So we're gonna get rid of this one, which I believe is the newer one. Do I have the blame thing? G, do we have blame? No. Do I have G, blame? Is it like that? Is it like this? Is it not like this? Get blame, enable. Who can we blame for this mess? Oh, dude, it gets rid of the text if there's like a thing. That's kind of ass. All right, anyway, so we're gonna keep the ones at the top because I think I remember writing those. And we're gonna get rid of you, we're gonna get rid of you, we're gonna get rid of you, and you, and you, and you. All right, let's do that because obviously they were duplicates. And now we're gonna do this, and we're gonna try this. Still doesn't work. Let's see. So if we go back to over here and comment. Okay, maybe it's comment. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so this should be like a visual mapping, local visual mapping, visual mappings, comment toggle. I wonder if this is something that messed it up. Because if I can't do that anymore, I'm going to be really sad. Let's see. Yeah, see how like this is like that for visual. What if I go like that? Actually, I probably could have just literally done this. All right, whatever. Let's do that. There we go. So that visual thing, it seems like it messed things up for some reason, which is a shame. Because it seemed like it was the right thing to do. And then let's go here, and we're gonna toss this for now, and I'm just gonna say to do come back and fix visual mappings. There we go. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, and we'll push that up. Fix multi-line comment. There we go. Okay. Fix that. Let's see what else we got here. Chris, how do I update my LunarVim to include your updates? Just git pull it. That would be my. That's the only way I could think about it. How heavy is LunarVim? Not that heavy, but I don't know. It's not super heavy. Let's see really fast. I want to go over here, open this up, and we'll go here, and then this. Okay, cool. So, all right. Let's see. Is it worth downloading if you just use Python, Git, and Markdown? I think so. I mean, not really. I mean, you should like set it up yourself. You could set all that stuff up. Like, you could just set up like a Python NeoVim config. That probably would be enough. How do I update my LunarVim to include? Yeah, I went over that. Yeah, it's not super heavy, but it could be lighter. Should we pronounce? How should we pronounce your surname? So my surname is pronounced. Technically, it's pronounced Chiarulli. So Chiarulli is how you're supposed to pronounce that. A lot of my family pronounces it Charulli, but I talked to a bunch of Italian people throughout my life, and they all told me that I was pronouncing my last name wrong. So yeah, that's the interesting story on that, I guess. Are you planning on integrating tab 9? Maybe one day. Someone's gonna have to really make a convincing case as to why I need to be calling out to the internet for completions or something like that. What keyboard do I use? Just some piece of shit keyboard. That I want to get the launch keyboard from, who is it? System 76, but that thing's like $285. So they're out of their minds, but I'm still probably gonna buy it someday. Just because I'm always on my keyboard. Collab with Primogen or TJ DeVries. TJ, he's one of the core developers of NeoVim. I don't know if Primogen's ever done core development on NeoVim, but he's made he's made a ton of Vim streams, and he's made some plugins that are pretty good too. I think they do stuff. I'm not really like a collaboration kind of person, so I don't know. Like, I kind of like just doing my own thing. I hope LunarVim can become a legit project. Dude, why is it not a legit project now? Hey Chris, could you recommend a good book that you enjoy that doesn't have to be for learning purposes, but something that has to do with coding and programming? It doesn't really have to do with coding and programming, but if you want to understand, like, kind of, one of the best books I've read recently was The Sovereign Individual. And it's not really coding and programming per se, but it's kind of like with tech. And you'll understand, like, kind of like where the world's going. I don't know. Like, they called the cryptocurrency was going to be a thing a long time ago. So I thought that was a really good book. Vim NeoVim has become my favorite code editor. Difficult to configure. Yes, it is difficult to configure. I'm trying to make that better. But it's kind of a pain in the ass to do all that stuff. Update my kernel, dude. I'm on a new enough kernel. What kernel should I be on? Like, what is 13 out already? Cool. It's funny because my polybar is not meant to look good. It's meant to do nothing. It's not even clickable, and it's not even polybar. It's DWM's built-in bar. I was looking at moving to LunarVim, set up full on COC, but I couldn't figure out how to get Emmet in there. No LSP. How would you do that? I'll show Emmet later if you remind me. Did McAfee get Epsteined? Of course McAfee got Epsteined. Are you kidding me? Now, I hope I'm not going to lose my channel for that, but, I mean, come on, dude. Let's see what else. I was watching my NeoVim videos. I was not using LunarVim as I don't need that much stuff. I was just setting up stuff manually. Yeah, it's fair, too. Is it 13 already? Whatever, dude. I'm not updating right now. What's the point? What about creating a config for the mighty Shadow editor? Yeah. Shadow should start an editor or something. Yeah, no. McAfee totally got Epstein. Let's be real. Let's be real. We're there's only friends here right now. I'm not like streaming to like 1,000 people or the whole world. I live in France. You live in French? You mean you live in France? Or are you leaving in French? What makes DWM a better choice for you than other window managers? Because it's hard for people to use, and that gives me elite status on the internet. All right, let's go ahead and look at these other things. Let's see. Consolidate compy key maps in one place. Let's see. There's going to be so many. Oh, okay, go. This isn't so many problems. You're putting this. Where the hell were they before? This is in compy. This is in key maps. Yeah, you're probably right. And look, Tasty Yep even agrees. All right, let's get that in there. Clean up duplicate lines and white space. Tasty Yep also agrees with this. Get blame. Is this a duplicate line? That's white space. And that's also, you're right about that. Is get blame really doubled somewhere in init.lua? Get blame. Yes, it is. All right. See, this is what's nice about having a community work on your config with you, because like I wouldn't be able to do all of this on my own. This is how hard it is to keep like a really coherent, powerful LunarVim config together. Is I need to enlist like, let's see, I need to enlist like 81 or 80 other developers. Let's see. Allow cursor line option to be configured by LV settings. Okay, we'll get to that. Hoverdoc. Okay, that's interesting. Luckily, it can actually be merged. H for Hoverdoc with LSP con. You know, I get why you would do that, but like, why not just Shift K? But sure, I guess it kind of clutters this up a little bit. But the help tag thing is probably good. This is in local mappings for, I don't even know what you put this under. Oh, this is under telescope. I'll take it though. Probably Tasty Yep like this one too. No, Fabrizio. That's a cool ass name. Anyway. All right, let's see. You left in French. Makes DWM a better choice for you than other. I already went over that. Okay, how can I change the ruler color? There's some stupid thing somewhere. Look throughout my MVim color scheme thing and like search for that. It's probably in there. Are you using DWM? Yes. Trump 2024 and hello everybody. Now just abolish the government 2024. Like no more government in general. Just anarchy 2024. So Shadow was actually in progress of making an editor in C. He discontinued it though. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it was probably going to be a terrible editor anyway if Shadow was writing it. So, Je viens de France or something. I don't know. I don't really know how to say that. That was my best attempt at a French accent. It's not clickable. How to connect network. What do you mean how to connect network? It's Ethernet. I just it's plugged into the wall, dude. No, I live in and you could just do all this stuff through CLI anyway. And also over on my other screen that my mouse disappears to, I have like all my little applet things at the top. I probably could even show that. No, I can't. Let's see what else we got. More status equals DWM. Sure. Hey Chris, I have a question. You forgore with a skelly face. Okay, thank you. If hard to use gives elite status, Chris should run Linux from scratch. Yeah, but then there's also like kind of then you get like an autism status if you go too far in that direction. So we don't want that. What's your thoughts on the current political division that exists in the U.S.? I hope that the U.S. breaks up soon at some point and we don't even have states anymore. Or maybe we just have states and like no more government or something. What's your thoughts on, yeah, so, or you could just use a normal config. Who, like me? Yeah, probably could. Then Telescope, I really like Telescope. The only thing I don't like about Telescope is that it doesn't show, I can't like scroll up in the menu thing. I don't know, it's It's the only thing I don't like. I really like. I recommend Telescope though because of how cool it is, and I'm assuming any issue I have with it will eventually be fixed. If you used how to manage conflicts using all the patches for suckless programs, you just have to patch them, and then the conflicts come through, and then you go through, and then you just it tells you there's a diff file, or there's another file that gets created after you patch the diff, and it lets you know where it had issues, and then you go through it'll even tell you what file it's in, and then you just go fix them. So it's not that bad. Live for a week max. Yeah, you're probably right about that. What do I think about Windows subsystem for Linux? I think Windows is a hot piece of garbage. Windows 11 is total shit, and no one should use it. That's what I think about Windows. I want to switch from OS X to Linux. Should I configure Arch or use something easier? Probably use, if you ask that question, use something easier. Don't like destroy your life. Arch is the easiest out there, yeah. This guy, dude. Merge my PR and MV code color schemes. All right, Jack, hold up. One sec, dude. Let's go here. Blah, blah, blah. I've been neglecting this repo. There's like 11 pull requests and people who have problems. I hope your name is the same as what you are on YouTube and you're not under some other stupid pseudonym name. How am I going to know who you are? You're going to have to tell me who you are. That's the only way I can help you. Yeah, I use Network Manager, and NMTUI is good too. You can always use Licorice kernel, optimized for laptops, but it gets updated too often. I never even knew that was a thing. Arch is easy because you build... That's exactly why it's not easy, and you know that. I hope you don't mind answering this question, but do you consider yourself a conservative or a liberal? Probably neither. I'm probably closer to a libertarian type, but not really even that. Whatever system we have in place today, I'm in favor of like destroying televisions. I don't know. I don't really care if you did that as a conservative or a liberal. Do you know what you could configure your DWM config in org mode, which could make it more readable and user-friendly? There's like a neo-org thing out there that I was going to be checking out. An 80s liberal. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Should I use LunarVim if only really work on C++ projects? Maybe. I don't really have it configured for C++, so I doubt I would be a lot of help there. So suckless config is development, basically. Yeah, basically, yeah, if you're working on it. Kind of is. How install JDTL step-by-step in config for Java? Right now, that's still such a pain in the ass, but I think someone just made it easier. Do I have a Java project on hand? And I can see if I can fix that, or at least prove out what we did. I'm probably gonna have to edit the thing. All right, let's do this. All right, so LSP install. I'm only going to do this for like 5 seconds, and if it doesn't work, then whatever. All right, we're going to have to give that a minute. Number 45. Okay, I'll check that out. Check number 512. Forgot the bold flag. All right, I'll check those two. That's in LunarVim. All right, 512 and 45, and then I'll come back and I'll read the chat. So, 45. Forgot to add B in the YAML file. Okay. Oh, for bolding. Okay. Right, so you're Jack Neville in the thing, and now you're you got this name here, and then I don't know who you are. So let's go down. All right, you're just changing everything to bold. Good looks. Oh, this is VimWiki. Cool. Yeah, I don't use VimWiki, though. He's like, hey. Okay. Nord TS title. How many PRs did it, or commits did it take to do this? All right, I'm going to trust you on this because I can't see any of these colors. So, this better not be a crappy PR. Squash merge, yeah. Whatever. I should have cleaned that up, but you only have so much time in life, right? Yeah, this yellow Yeah, you're right about. I saw this a while ago. The reason that this yellow is here is so I didn't know what this thing was, so that I needed it to stand out. Hopefully, someone else fixed that though, because it looks like there is a change. Fix one dark colors. What's wrong with the one dark colors? You got an up the thingy thing. Lazy dev. Ready for review now. This came out April 3rd. Damn. Sorry, dude. What is this for? What does this change? One dark? It's all one dark? All right, I don't really use one dark, so I'm going to trust your judgment on this. All right. Bold flag. Error was encountered with processing cursor hold auto commands. Really? I'll have to check that out. 1 second. So like if I do repos, if I go into, well, let me go get the newest one. All right. Now let me go into repos and blog, and I don't even know why I chose blog. Blog is not the best one to do with this. Let's go into to-do list. And let's do main.py, and then if I come over here, well, it's not going to be able to find, well, I'm getting stuff. Also, I probably should conda activate to do, and then open this up. Now I got all my things, date times and access, that's fine. I think is this a hover? What are you talking about? You talking about highlight? You have to tell me what you did to get that issue, because I don't know what that issue is. Gotta accept the fact that Windows is gonna stay and people use it. That's because people are dumb. Windows 11, they center taskbar after this long time. Yeah, it looks like shit. It's like terrible. It's like, it's this big, just clunky thing at the bottom. Where is it? Where's Windows 11 so I can tell it looks stupid? Windows 11. And images. Here we go. Wow, look at this. This looks so corporate, guys. Wow. Dude, you could like write up like a report on this and put it in SharePoint. Wouldn't that be great? Wow, look at that, dude. Like I could get so much like business work done on this. Wow, dude. I could even use Edge. It looks suspiciously like Chrome. They even got the 666 in there too. That's awesome. Let's see, what else? Yeah, wow, a calculator, dude. Whoa. It's right there. I can just click on it. What else? I can use PDFs even. Sarah Phillips is here to help me. Yeah, this looks like trash. It looks like Windows 10. It looks like Windows 8. You know, Windows stopped looking good after like, I think it was like XP or something like. Windows 7 actually wasn't bad. Windows 7 actually, there was positives on Windows 7. But like this just looks so devoid of life. It's got a lot of sharp edges too, and then here it doesn't, and it's like trying to be softer with the, I don't know. It just looks god awful. I couldn't imagine using this. It's just devoid of all soul. And look at like the background too, whatever this is. Like it's always some stupid background like this. Like just some abstract, like just like splat art all the time. You know, just whatever this is. And this is just their new splat that they throw in the background. Because it's devoid of all life. There's nothing about it that's like, look, they just, wow, blur and transparency. Wow, like a to-do list. Who would ever use like the Windows to-do list on, and who checks the weather like from their freaking, like they click the start menu to see what the weather is. And people have phones for this shit. Like you're just trying to fill this thing up with stuff. Top stories. Who reads the news? Like, get out of here, man. Teams also. Yeah. Ugh, no way. I use Teams at work. I hate it. They like make us use Teams and Slack at the same time. It's like, why can't I just use Slack? It's $100 for that piece of shit too. It's like, come on. Do I use plain arch or some derivative? Plain arch. Tuned in now after Euro 2020 Denmark-Wales match. Cool. I don't know what that is. Maybe soccer. Is there a script that does interactive rebase and automatically edits whole Git history so each commit has one character? I don't know, dude. What kind of question is that? Will you be becoming a cyborg, uploading your mind if you get to catch that train? Not willingly, I won't. I'd rather, no, that's got to be worse than death. That's like worse than dying. I would rather die than do that. I assume like there's people here who already have that happen to them, like probably Bill Gates or Epstein when he got taken out. Gotta love to hate on wind blows, yeah. When it's just every time they just knock it out of the park with just more corporate terrible features. You know, it's like some boomer guy sitting at a table. I don't know. It's just big cringe. I can't imagine using that. Windows 7 had a little. You can see the soul get sucked out of Windows. Look at this, soulless, just soulless, absolutely devoid of everything. And then let's look at Windows 7. It's Windows 78. Please, God, never let that happen. Windows 7. Look at it, like it just looks like a little brighter. It looks like there was just more hope. Look at this ray of sunshine. This one has like the ocular whatever something or other. You know, they got like this kind of background here that just reminds you of Windows 7 kind of. This is where you start to lose the soul. Let's see, where's the desktop? This is peak comfy. Like at least this was kind of comfy, right? Still kind of peak comfy for Windows, right? Still kind of soulless, but come on, better than what we have now. Like there's some soul here with these. Remember desktop icons? Anyway, yeah, Vista is better too. You can't change the taskbar position either. Wow. Let's see. Anyway, they added dynamic tiling now. Wow. And AI also comes to get our data in Windows 11. Yeah, we get Cortana, dude. You could be like, look, you know, this is hold up. 1 second. This is Master Chief's OS, man. This is like when the Master Chief, dude, when he goes to like write up his TPS report for Captain Cutter, he uses this. And he talks to Cortana and asks her what the weather is. You're like a cool tech person if you use Windows 11 with Cortana. Can I use LunarVim for Rust? I don't think I have anything special for Rust right now. I don't know. Someone's asking someone about Black Mirror. Anyway. Once install Windows on a laptop and then throw it in the trash just because. Yeah, that's good. Imagine owning GitHub and still not opening Windows source code to public. Yeah, that's another thing. They own GitHub. I would like to get off of GitHub, but it's like everybody uses GitHub, and that's what they do. So, you know, it just is what it is. That's what you get to do when you're a monopoly and have endless money. Remember using Explorer.exe? Yeah. Or Virus.exe. Are you using DWM right now? Yep. Have you heard about Windows requiring webcam and Bluetooth in 2023? Of course it will. You're going to need that to sign into the internet in the future, by the way. You're not going to be able to sign in the internet without some sort of bio thing in the future, guaranteed. Like, you're going to have to use your face, or you're going to have to, like, put your fingerprint on something so that, like, you're on a blockchain and it knows who you are doing everything on the internet. And they're going to say it's to keep hackers off of it or something. Remember using blah, 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 DWM. Heard about Windows, yeah. They said the tiling thingy available in Windows 111. I get it, Windows is kind of lacking, but try to play a AAA games. Oh, dude, that's the thing, man. I got to get my gaming in, right? So I got to have it for gaming reasons. What are your... Because gaming is the peak epitome of tech. And if I'm on a computer, I'm gaming all the time. Nah, I don't hate on gaming too much. I'll probably do some gaming streams in the future, but I could give a damn about... I still won't use it for gaming. And what are you thinking on Rust in general? I've never really used it substantially, so I don't know. Search for VimWiki. I know what VimWiki is. I just don't like VimWiki personally. Z-shell versus fish. Z-shell. Fish is... I'm not learning a whole nother shell syntax. There's just no way. LunarVim seems significantly slow on my laptop. I think MVim tree is slowing it down right now, but that's something I'm going to be looking into in the future. Yeah, dude, if you want a game, just get an Xbox. And then you can play with normal people on Xbox. Your friends, most normies have an Xbox for gaming, right? So just maybe do that. Windows games run better on Proton and Steam than Windows. Yeah, and then you got Proton and Steam now. I think I did a video on that. CSH is POSIX compliant. I don't know. I don't really see that many advantages. But I don't play new games. Yeah, I don't really either. So let's see what else we got here. This was that. Let's go back over here. LunarVim. What is this? Replace current custom. I think that's 6 days ago. I'll look into those in a minute. VS Code use space bar and other input. I thought I fixed this forever ago. Running this, I get blah blah blah. Not found. Okay, you edited the wrong line, and then I guess you fixed it. All right, yeah. I think I remember doing this, but I guess I never actually put it in there. Squash and merge. All right. Let's see what else we got. Allow cursor line option to be configured by LV settings. Cursor line. Turn off cursor line. Okay. Sure, why not? Tasty Yep likes it. Or Tasty EP. I'm just going to keep calling him Tasty Yep. Confirm, squash, and merge. And there we go. What else is there? Feature persistent undo. False. Do not write any swap files. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. Undo dir cache path. Undo. Set undo directory. And vim.undo file equals true. Oh, so what? It just, like, I'll have undos forever? I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Does anyone know in chat? Like, I've never really used anything like that before. That's the thing. I don't use Windows for programming because I'm not a normie. Yeah, who's a normie, dude? And I want to get most out of my system. Why would I buy Xbox? Why would I buy Xbox to play on low-res graphics and without mod support? I don't know, man. I don't go that deep into gaming anymore. So I feel like if you're modding it, like you're going down rabbit holes you shouldn't be. I only play GTA 5 that too because I got it for free on Epic Games one fine day, and I can stay on Linux forever. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you gotta use Windows for gaming, then, you know, go nuts. Check PR 477. I will check that one. Mac OS versus Windows. I use a Mac for work. I couldn't imagine using. I have to. I couldn't imagine using Windows for work. That would suck. So I would take Mac over Windows. I would definitely take Mac over Windows. I would take Windows 7 over Mac, but then I would take any version of Mac over Windows 11. Yeah, a laptop able to emulate PS1 can fulfill all my gaming needs. Let's see, persistent undo is pretty nice. All right, then we'll merge it then. I trust you, Elite Tester. That's a face that I can trust right there, and a name I can trust. Let's see. But I need adult mods in my Skyrim for immersion. Yeah, you need to stop playing Skyrim, dude. You need to get the hell away from your computer. Anyway, kudos for LunarVim. Thanks, man. They don't give you OS freedom what you're working. I told you I do IoT over at Comcast. I think I've said that before. So I do like cameras, pods, door and window sensors, all that kind of nonsense. They just give you a laptop. Like, you can choose a Windows PC or a Mac, And I obviously chose the Mac because everyone on my team has a Mac, and because it's just a better development device than the little like Dell that they would give you. I recently had to start using Windows for work. It's not nearly as bad as I expected, but I still prefer Linux or OS X. Yeah, I would have to be using Linux or OS X to develop now. I don't even know how to use Windows. My previous work, they give us just get the job done. Yeah, I mean, sure, I would do that. What's my note-taking knowledge base manager setup? I have a blog, and then I post topics to it, and they're all in Markdown. And I write them in Markdown, and that's it, and that's everything. I don't use VimWiki or anything crazy like that. All right, so I think that catches me up there. Let's see, what else do I have? I don't know if anyone's saying anything in Discord. Sometimes I like to see what's happening in here. But I really feel like I should open up like another... I would do call-ins if I wasn't afraid about some people coming in and saying ridiculous stuff. All right, so now let's go to get a few of these things done here. Oh yeah, the last place thing, I didn't merge last place because it tried to do a million things. Okay. Yeah, this looks better. I want to do it. I'm gonna wait on it for a little bit. I don't know if I don't know. I'll take a poll. Like if people want it, then I'll do it. If even like I need like 3 people in chat to say that they think last place is a good idea, and then I'll put it there. I don't hate it, but I don't know. In my previous work, yeah, note taking. On my last work, they gave me a Windows computer. I installed Arch on an external disk, and I don't know how it works. So on literally all the laptops I have to use to connect the SSD. That's kind of cool. It's smart. Maybe I would do that. I can't get into Comcast network though without using like the OS that they gave me that's all locked down and signed in as me. I use some LaTeX stuff for like math things, but I haven't used it in a long time. I don't have anything really to write. I wrote a lot more code than I do like anything I would ever need in LaTeX. Is it possible to have multi-cursor editing in VS Code NeoVim extension and LunarVim? I found this plugin for NeoVim, but I have no idea if it can be implemented. I don't know. I never really used it before. Graph. Yeah, I never really used Graph either. Do I use portrait monitors for coding? No. One time I did, but no. I just use 1440p monitors, and I can usually see like enough, right? Like if I have this open, I make this bigger too so that you guys can see what's happening. Let's just, where were we? Okay, this is being a pain in the ass. Where are we here? It's got to be open in something else, whatever. But yeah, so actually it probably is open somewhere else. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. But like usually what I'll do is I'll have this like much smaller like that, and then I can write the code like this, and I usually can see enough. Views on SpaceVim. SpaceVim, I mean, I'm not totally free from bloat with LunarVim, and I'm working on it. But SpaceVim has become pretty crusty over the years. I made a PR with LastPace feature 2, but did in Vim script. Then I saw 477 and closed. Okay. Neovide instead of NeoVim. Well, you need NeoVim to use Neovide. Neovide. My thoughts are this: I can never get it to run. So I don't really have strong thoughts on it. Emacs, just Emacs, from our friendly penguin poster, Geeky, Emacs. I'm not against Emacs. Dude, use anything that isn't like spying on your every single keystroke, all right? I'm not too tribal on this shit. Let's see. Add Vimtech for latex support. This is our boy Tasty Yup. Vimtech offers complete support for LaTeX files. Support features. Replicated worked on M123 using Lua. Great addition for editing LaTeX on Vim. Seems like a really good idea, but there's already 123 for Vimtech, so why is it repeated again? I don't think 123 is still in the code, but let's go resolve conflicts and see what's happening. So there's that junk. Sure, we're gonna just leave this, and then that's LaTeX stuff. So let's fix this. Okay, and then this, and then this. Okay. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is for plugins. I think I commented this out for some reason. Let's bring it back. Acquire plugin. We just want this like that. I think. Okay. And now we'll mark that as resolved. We'll commit. Yeah, whatever. Okay. All right. Let's just make sure that didn't break anything. I didn't think it was going to break that, but let's see. I'll do this. And what do we have in here now? We should have something for LaTeX. It's capital L. And this is all stuff for LaTeX. I'm assuming that I really don't know what to do with it, but some people use LaTeX, so why not? This really probably should have been the extra. I need to like set up layers for things, like enable LaTeX layer. And I can do that. I can actually do that. Like if I went into here and if I opened up MVim plugins.lua, what you could do is you could just put like o.thing, like how I'm doing extras, but you could fine grain it and you could say like enable like the fterm layer, enable like a get layer, you know, like get signs and get blame and all the cool get stuff. And that's something I would love to do. It's just I don't have enough time. But, you know, enable LSP layer, enable all these different layers. And, like, you could just, like, turn on and off plugins as you see fit. And I think that would be great. But I just don't have the time. Maybe someone else has the time. Yeah, I can't get it to work. Emacs. Emacs is nice. Emacs work mode has feature to send code snippets into a specified file. Blew your mind. Wish it existed in VimWiki. There's neo.org and someone's working on that. There's probably going to be something. Just wait like a year. Favorite bloated desktop environment? I don't know. I mean, I probably want to say XFCE. Probably XFCE. NeoVide is now available in Snap. I don't have Snap. Org Babe. I like GNOME, by the way. GNOME's not terrible. Why Lua? I don't know, man. Why not? How do I get started with LunarVim? If I'm not familiar with Lua, have only used VimScript before. Learn Lua. I just literally, how I learned Lua was doing this. Org Babe and Vim, and saw some other stuff I can't unsee. Yeah, don't search that. How to go about configuring snippets on LunarVim. Snippets should already work. They work with friendly snippets. Look up friendly snippets. Just installed something. Okay. GNOME 40 thoughts. GNOME 40 is a little broken. My brother's using it, and there are some things that are broken about it, I think. I don't think I like how it starts in like the big like workspace mode. I don't know if I like that. It was org babel tangle. Okay. Well, I'm still not searching that either. How to hide, minimize, maximize, and close buttons in Brave. How to hide the minimize, maximize. I have no idea. Ask that guy who knew how to do the other thing that we just did that made it look a lot better. Let's see what we got here. Persistent undo. Someone said this was cool, so we're going to do it. We're going to try it out and give that a shot. Seems like a good idea. Documentation, add sections. Okay, one second. Oh, okay, this is just documentation. Oh, rebuilt. Rebuilt's a Chad. Yeah. Rebuilt's always helping me with stuff, and he wrote a lot of the documentation for LunarVim, and it's very good. So big fan of our friend Rebuilt. Everyone should thank him for writing all this documentation. Let's see what we got. Oh, cool. Awesome. All right, let's merge this. And we'll go take a look at it. By the way, I have to use this shitty mouse right now because my other mouse, I had like a Logitech or something like that, and it always got stuck somewhere, and I have no idea why. So now I'm using like this literal like $2.99 mouse. All right, that's merged. Like, look at all these docs, man. Like, you can learn so much just from these just from this documentation. This is other stuff I wanted to do that I forgot about. Anyway, yeah. So let's see, chat again. XFC, yeah, of course it's bloated. It's a desktop environment. How to hide, yeah. I don't know. I don't know Lua either, and I use awesome WM and LunarVim. Yeah, install and wing it. That's what I do, dude. How do you create tasks in LunarVim like you do in VS Code? There's a plugin for that, but LunarVim doesn't implement it. All desktop environments are bloated. Build your own graphical environment. Yeah. Sure. Build your own graphical environment. I think the README file covers all of the essential stuff, so you can try moving your NeoVim to NeoVim mode and then install LunarVim. Yeah, you're right. Do you use the Vimium extension? There was a time when I did. Probably should start again. That's a good point. I've never really made a wiki for a repo before, so maybe I should do that and then just keep the README as simple as possible. The README right now is the wiki. So one day maybe I'll go through and take all this stuff out, put it in the wiki, and then just like bring this down to like bare bones, just like how to get it up and running. Let's see. Where's my water? I brought a water. There we go. Okay. Where are we? Yeah, still merging stuff. Load require function, replace current custom something. Okay. Sure. I don't know why I'm approving it. We'll take that. Thank you, Quirk. Maybe Quirk is better. I'll just read the V as a U. What else we got here? Updated where leader key is set and made var and LV settings. Oh, so you can like change the leader key. These are always dubious changes. So you're saying if it's space or it equals space, then blah, 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 else set it to whatever the leader key is. All right. And then you get rid of that and then have that. I hope this works, but let's see. Let's see. Let's resolve some conflicts here. I think we would be getting rid of all of this. And then you would set it somewhere else. I don't think there's any other conflicts. But where are you setting it? I don't know. It must have been in a different file. All right. Let's see what happens. All right, still works. We're happy. I wonder if this thing still works. I always have to check things every now and then. Whoops, okay. Well, that gives me those. And then we got diagnostics for the document. We could jump through them, I guess, like this. Yeah. Trouble is really cool. All right. And then we can jump down here and close that out. And then there we go. Let's see. Yeah, MV Code and One Dark are nice. I think I made those. Like I copied other ones, but yeah. Nord FTW, yeah, like Nord. Aurora 2, yeah, Aurora's I think one that I actually put in there. That one I totally just kind of like messed up Nord to create that. You should have the wiki docs, beginner-friendly open source issues to get other people to do it for you. Yeah, I should do that. But there's like 100 issues, and there's gonna be like I'm gonna go through and just delete all of the issues. Let's see. Nord is nice, but looked no problem at all, man. Glad to help contribute. Yeah, we love contributors. Nord is nice, but looked not dark enough for my eyes. Yeah, regular Nord, that was my problem, was the background was too light. Just migrating README to the wiki, I can try doing it. Yeah, sure, why not? If you want to give it a shot. By the way, I found an issue with the Java LSP. You can't go directly into a Java project and type nvim. You have to open vim by nvim project. Because JDTS yells at you when the files are not project files. So I would have to open the directory instead of just going in there and doing nvim dot. Interesting. There should be a fix for that. I found out how to hide, minimize, zoom, and close buttons in Brave. But why? Well, actually, no. Yeah. I don't need those buttons. Tell me how to do that. And I feel like I write very beginner friendly since I'm the newbest. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, that's good. Like when you are doing that stuff, like it's always good to, like if you're kind of a beginner, it's always good to start with beginner friendly things. But there's very rarely beginner friendly stuff in like open source projects. It's always like weird stuff that's kind of hard to keep up with. Let's see what else. Okay, I think we're good here. Where are we? Let's close this. I think we got a lot of LunarVim done with what I wanted to get done. Last place is still a little bit up in the air. What is this? Wait. Didn't I just... What the hell did I merge? Did I only fix the conflicts and not actually merge this? Did that happen and I just didn't notice? Wait, this is in... What the hell is this in? We probably could have set this in LV globals or something. Or in the other thing. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to trust it for now. Not right this second. I thought I did this one too. I did do that one. Hold up. Let's do pull requests. Let's do this. Okay. And what is this? Someone's adding... okay, this is a work in progress. All right. Updated where leader key is set and blah, blah, blah. I thought I merged this. I'm going to try it again. All right, still works. I don't think I like this here. So, all right, this comes after LV Globals and after settings. So why not just take this and put it in which key, right? Like, why not just go and put this there? Let's see what happens if I do that. Wait, let me go over here and save this file. Okay. Nothing breaks like that. This still works. Find file and it. This still works. If I then go and change. Where am I? Okay. If I then go and change this in LV settings to leader key is equal to this. No, I might have to escape that. If I then do that, I press space, nothing happens. If I do this now, that works. All right, we're gonna be doing that. That's more handsome to me. So let's keep this as space. Yes. Okay, yep. Move which key config to which key config file. There we go. Let's close that. Probably should install Vimium. Someone brought that up earlier. Let's see, so where is it? Chrome store. And then search the store for Vimium. Add that, add it. Cool. I'm just going to pin that there just in case I need to turn it off for whatever reason. Now I can use this. This is nice. I think I can press, no, it's not S. I think it's F, and then I can do like AF and like click on issues. And we could do F, and then I think I want to do KC. And that's not what I wanted. So let's do F again. Let's do AD, and then like F again, and we can do E and go to my profile. And we'll do F again and go to K, and there we go. Yeah, I do like Vimium. Vimium is pretty comfy. All right. What do we got here? So delete them now. Yeah. How can I create a color scheme for NeoVim written in Lua? I have no idea. I haven't done that yet. How to use Hansa Vim snippets instead of friendly snippets? I don't know because I don't know and I don't use them. Do you use YTF FZF in your day-to-day life? Yes. FZF is the best thing ever for just this reason alone, and I can just look through all my, like, this is mostly what I use FZF for. I don't know what you mean by YT FZF though. I'm a new Linux user, only 4 months in, never used it before, was always on Windows. I thought there is no alternative to suffering Windows, but now feeling good on Arch. That's good, man. Weren't you the one who was telling me to upgrade my kernel like a second ago? I've been on Arch for 7 years. And I got this noob yelling at me about my kernel. Unless that was someone else. Gonna write a wiki after my exam tomorrow then. Cool, awesome. I don't even know how that would work. Cool. I'd rather do all things myself than correct trash it's doing in Windows. Yep. More hate on Windows. We hate Windows. That fancy thing is called LazyGit. Yes, it is. I've been trying to install LunarVim for a while, but when I try to do it, it says require something is not an editor command. I'm using a Mac. You need to be using NeoVim 0.5. You should teach your kid, as Richard Stallman said, you should teach your kid proprietary software. I don't think you should teach your kid proprietary software. Did he say that? Watch YouTube without opening a browser. Search YouTube FZF. Oh, I thought you were talking about just regular FZF. All right, I'll check that out in the future. Get that out of there. Let's see. So, all right. I think that's all I'm really going to merge for these for now. Last place is definitely in the running. Add a basic load use require function. That's a work in progress. Everything down here, I'm like, on. I feel like anything where I'm adding like a specific like plugin for support, that layers has to come before that, unfortunately.